Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right, do right, do right.
And we're live. Welcome to a brand new episode of Anecdotally Arguments. This is a fucking loud cat, and I am your host, Jay Fry. Hi, kitty.
God, he waited till I hit the button. Luckily, my mic wasn't live at the time, but good Lord. That was ridiculous.
I want some attention now. How's it going, Sean?
Not bad. How about you?
I think I'm going to exclude you from my new degeneracy content when I start making it.
Why?
Because that fucking cat. Or that fucking dog. Or that fucking kid.
Yeah, well. All of the above.
Although, it gets views. Don't get me wrong. Oh, hello, Black Magic. Fight me IRL, bitch. You might have typed it first, but I beat you to it. Even though you're not going to hear it for another 20 seconds. Looking at you, Neo, calling me wrong on stream, you bastard. Guns don't kill people. Alec Baldwin kills people. That's from, half that's from Silly Toys. The other half is from Real Life Facts. If we're not living in a simulacrum. Thank you, Ian, you idiot. So, anything new with you?
No.
Shoot anybody this week?
Me? No.
Speaking of shooting somebody this week, Alec Baldwin's in the news, gang. No, I'm not going to start with transitions now. That's some bullshit. So what are your thoughts on Mr. Baldwin and shooting one, or shooting two, or killing one, injuring one? And go.
Well, it's a horrible accident. I think I can agree, agree that it was an accident. I don't believe it's intentional at all. I'm pretty sure he feels terrible about it, but he does need to stand trial. It is unintentional manslaughter or accidental manslaughter, or whatever the appropriate legal term is, and he needs to stand trial for it.
In New Mexico. Yeah. When you have to play the grandfather of a kid who's accused of accidentally killing somebody, time to hang up your spurs. Although there is a lot of that, like the parents are dead and the grandfather comes in. Like, why can't it just be the parent? Is there a reason Hollywood doesn't want parents being? But the more I find out about it, the more suspicious I am. Like, there's now talk of 2 to 3 misfires of live rounds on that set last week.
Which makes me wonder, see, the problem is that it's an unspecified misfire, which can mean, to me, a misfire means the pin didn't discharge the round. Basically a dud round. That's a misfire. Is that how they classify it, or do they classify, because if it's the other way around, it's an accidental discharge, which isn't a misfire.
Which isn't an accidental discharge when you pull the trigger and the bullet fires. That's how it's supposed to happen.
Well, it could be accidental and you didn't mean to actuate the trigger. I mean, we're talking about I'm assuming that this gun is an actual historic piece, right?
Or a remake, probably a remake.
Okay, either way, it's single action and might have a really sloppy trigger.
Or a really sloppy hammer.
Or both. Like, you could bump the hammer and that would do it.
Well, yeah, okay, so they're saying, because Sally Toy says they initially said misfire. They did, and they still are saying misfire, but they're also still saying prop gun, and those aren't accurate terms being used. If the gun can fire a bullet out of the barrel by pulling the trigger and the hammer actuating the primer, causing the ignition of the powder and the projectile to be launched, that is exactly how a gun works.
Yeah,
that's not a prop gun. That's a gun.
Well, it's a gun that they're using as a prop.
Yes, but to be clear, a prop gun
does not have a firing mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah, like the varying states of it. There's starter fire gun. They have a new thing in guns where it's an air cartridge like a BB gun, but the air cartridge blows back the
slide.
The slide for reciprocation purposes.
Right. Well, that's not going to be the case here because it's a revolver.
So there are many classifications of prop guns, but I've also handled prop guns. I was on the set of a movie, and the movie didn't use the guns that were. This was actually a props. I was in a props department, props set, and there was boxes of guns like smaller than milk crates, but like baskets really. And they had like the label of the gun underneath, like Sig Sauers, Berettas, and things like that. And it got knocked into, and 3 of the baskets fell, and they got mixed up. And I'm like, you are not doing that right. Let me help you. And some were wood because it was Canada.
Right.
Some were wood, some were completely plastic, some were airsoft, some were metal. But there was like varying degrees. Like if you're John Wicking and haven't gotten to your gun yet, you don't want a metal gun on your hip while you're rolling around gun jitsuing motherfuckers. So you'll have a rubber gun. So there's guns that are rubber with real grips on them. And any variation between, depending on what's needed for what situation. Like these guns are kind of customized to be customizable, I guess, really. Some don't even have holes in the barrel. Some of the holes are a half-inch deep. Some of the guns fully function. There's many different varieties of prop. But a real gun is a real gun that's being used as a prop. It's not a prop gun. It's a gun that's being used in a movie. And apparently there were those on set for some reason.
Well, and we're talking about I won't say low budget because I think the budget is $6 million, but it's an inexpensive budget film, so it would save money by just having real guns that fire blanks for the purposes of a movie. But that being said, and I'm fine with that one way or the other, but there's a couple of protocols you got to follow. Number one, live ammunition is allowed exactly nowhere near a set, if that's the case. Number two, you follow gun safety protocol, and everybody who handles a weapon checks the goddamn status of the weapon.
Depending on what the gun is, man. Like,
well, this is probably a .45 long Colt revolver, right?
Yeah, and it depends on what kind of .45 long Colt revolver it is. It could be a gate loading, which means you have to spin the circle.
Right. And yeah, I would imagine that if it's accurate for the period that they were depicting, it would be a gate load. It wouldn't be the whole revolver section probably does not detach to load this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which does make it a bitch to check. I'll agree with that. But you got to check it.
Yeah. And it could be a percussion load because we're talking, it's supposed to be, I guess, in the 1880s, but the grandpa's gun is probably pre-Civil War.
Yeah, it could be cap and powder. Although looking at the one quick picture that I saw of this particular gun, it doesn't look like a percussion gun. It looks like it's a standard .45 long Colt. But yeah, I don't, and just the quick picture I saw, I couldn't tell if it was gate or if the whole cylinder popped out.
I didn't see the picture. Couldn't tell you. And I'm not particularly up on my pre-Civil War revolvers.
No, it looked like an 1880s or 1890s revolver.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be accurate depictions. It could be a brand new freaking gun he went and bought because he hung up his irons ages ago.
Right. Yeah, we don't know what the script calls for in this particular case. All we know is that it's not a semi-automatic. It's a revolver. Mm-hmm. And again, like I said, I couldn't tell if it was gate or cylinder load.
Well, Sally, I agree with you there, but at the same time, the Crow had 2,000 rounds fired and one misstep. So what really does 1,000
technically
rounds?
2 on the Crow. Because the first misstep was the squid round. And then they put one in the chamber after that.
That's technically one. The fact that there was a squib. Well, which was powderless is what the issue was, but still same difference.
Right.
Which I still have read 3 accounts of what happened. One of them states that it was the cap of a blank that got that exploded in the center and pushed the cap down the barrel, and that was it. Another one says it was a shotgun. That
no, we know it wasn't a shotgun.
Yeah, but I'm saying that to this day there are still missteps.
My understanding is that the first blank round, the casing became compromised and it blew part of the casing into the barrel.
Yes.
And then it was the round, the blank after it that pushed that what was lodged into the barrel into Brandon Lee.
Yeah. But I'm not really understanding how she could have gotten hit in the stomach and the spine, causing it to go into the director's shoulder.
Because he was firing up. The camera shot was down, slightly above, and he shot up. Kind of like the picture here. He's kind of shooting up. The camera's in the wrong position, but he's shooting up. The cinematographer was with the camera in line for the shot, slightly above, and the director was behind her, standing up.
This is actually not this particular thing, but this has happened before. David Goyer on the set of Blade Trinity misjudged how good of a shot Jessica Alba was. Jessica Biel. And he's like, all right, for this shot, we want to see the arrow coming at the camera. So fire for the camera lens. Don't worry, you won't hit it. We have a piece of glass around everything but the lens. And Jessica's like, I've been practicing for 6 months. If you want me to shoot the lens from here, I can hit it. And he's like, no, you're fine. Just aim for the... She's like, I will hit the lens. If I aim for the lens, this is only 65 feet. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. She's like, I'm going to shoot the camera in the lens. I was like, no, you won't. So she did.
You know,
her trainers claimed she could be an Olympic level archer with her talent.
Yeah.
And the director just didn't believe her, so she blew out a $200,000 camera.
The real tragedy with Jessica Biel is that she has not named a kid Batmo.
Not named a kid what? Batmobile? Yeah.
She needs to have a kid name it Batmo.
I would say people don't name their kids like that, but I remember your kids' names.
Just one of them.
Who did I look up the other day who had a kid with a fucking... Paul Walker. His daughter got married, and Vin Diesel walked her down the aisle. Paul Walker's daughter is not as attractive as you think Paul Walker's daughter should be. Because Paul Walker's wife is not as attractive as you think Paul Walker's wife should be.
Okay.
And I was like, no.
Now I gotta look this up.
You could have Tammy. She's not ugly. But it's like, you're a model? Really? like Kevin Smith's daughter's a model, really?
Luckily for Kevin Smith, his daughter mostly takes after his wife.
Yeah. Meadow Rain Walker, by the way, is her name. Well, it was her name.
Yeah, she's not unattractive.
But she's not...
That's his wife I'm talking about. Let me look up his daughter.
Yeah. But she's not... should be married to Paul Walker attractive.
I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean, that's... Maybe he could have...
Like,
maybe, I mean, I don't know. It's neither here nor there.
well, I looked up her whole fucking photography history. I'm like, maybe 26 years ago you were cute as a fucking button. But it's like, Pierce Brosnan's wife is cute. She's super cute.
She's a little plump.
They've had kids. She got a mom bod.
Yeah.
And Pierce Brosnan is still married to his wife, who is cute.
Yeah, if you go back and look at it when they were dating, she's a smoke show.
Yeah. But now she's like, he used to be James Bond. You do a sit-up.
Well, yeah, she's a little pudgy, but so what? I mean, who cares? I'm not going to critique his wife on being, mom-botted or whatever.
Yeah, plus he's, English, and they're fucking retarded.
Well, and, I mean, more power to him for staying together when, because, again, James Bond could literally pull whatever he wants to pull and has chosen not to, so good on them.
Yeah, it's hard to find a good beard these days. Calling you gay, buddy.
Might be.
No, I doubt it. He was James Bond.
Probably dabbles.
James Bond's known to smack a bitch.
Only the first one.
My James Bond did.
Yeah, only the first one.
No. Was he? No, he wasn't. Wasn't George Lazenby the first one?
No. Sean Connery was the first one. Lazenby had one movie, and it was like most of the way through Connery's run, and then they realized they fucked up and brought Connery back.
Good on him. Each one has like their own appeal to me, except for Lazenby. Fuck that guy. Connery was sort of rough around the edges. Moore was a little
campy.
Yeah, I was gonna campy, maybe tongue in cheek with it. Brosnan was very suave. I guess Timothy Dalton was just kind of dark.
The movies Timothy Dalton was in were dark.
Those were like the darkest of the movies.
And he lacked enough charm to make it not kind of depressing. But then Daniel Craig's are all dark as fuck too, and he sucks as Bond as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he's not my guy at all. I think Pierce Brosnan's probably the best. But
Dude,
it's like...
That guy was born to play James Bond. And because of the contractual obligations with... what was the show he was in?
Pierce Brosnan's show?
Yeah, he had a TV show that he was doing.
Oh, I don't watch British stuff.
No, it's not British. It was American.
I don't watch Pierce Brosnan stuff.
Okay. Well, and basically... When they hired Dalton, everybody was like, why didn't you go with Brosnan? He's obviously James Bond. He's always been James Bond. Yeah, and the show he was on was... Oh, what the hell was the show Pierce Brosnan?
I'm looking it up.
Remington Steele.
Oh...
It was Remington Steele. And they had to go... Yeah. And everybody's like, well, why the hell wouldn't you get Pierce Brosnan to be James Bond? He was obviously going to be the next James Bond, but because he had done Remington Steele instead, they had to go with Timothy Dalton.
He played a... First off, he was in Mars Attacks, which makes me like him more. God, I hate it's a terrible movie. But he was in Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Yeah, he's basically...
He was in Lawnmower.
He's basically the British version of Rob Lowe. is really what it boils down to.
Well, he got replaced by Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I was like, not a bad recasting. The dude's a centaur, so I'm not like, that's a sexy centaur. But, yeah, he was, it's like, that was both were good castings. I'm thinking of Silk Stockings. That's what I was thinking of when you said Remington Steele.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, no.
No. Silk Stockings was a ripoff of Remington Steele.
Yeah, well, I'm younger than you are.
So was Moonlighting for that matter.
Yeah, I liked Moonlighting though.
Yeah, Moonlighting was a good show. Mostly because of the ugly cast members.
Yeah.
The chick and Booger. I can't remember either one of their actual names.
He's in a new movie.
Booger or Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis. And have you seen Surviving the Game?
No.
With it's a good cast too. It's Ice-T versus Charles Dutton, the original Rock. And Rutger Hauer and John C. McGinley, and they're rich people and they fly out Ice-T, who's homeless, but a former military man, and he uses his E&E skills to kill them all. They're doing that with Bruce Willis. I don't know who thinks it's like the right thing to do to hunt a fucking 70-year-old. I'm like, you're getting kind of up there, Bruce. Love you to death. Start playing the gun-toting grandfather of orphaned accidental murderers, but stop playing the fucking main hero. You're 70 years old. Stop it. Expendables retirement home. Oh, speaking of, the Uncharted, trailer came out, and it looks pretty good. But Uncharted has a full fucking story. Like there's Super Mario Brothers, which is like Bowser keeps stealing Princess Peach. That's the entire theme of Mario Brothers. But Uncharted has an actual storyline.
Yeah. And
Tom Holland and Marky Mark, because fuck Mr. Wahlberg. They pull it off pretty well.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out.
So 2 movies I'll be seeing this year is New Guy and fucking this thing. And
well, I should have gone and should just watch New Guy. I went and saw Dune on Friday.
Saw what?
Dune.
Was it?
It was amazingly mediocre. Like outstandingly meh. I can't say it was bad because it wasn't, but I can't say it was good.
Were you just shooting for not complaints? Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean,
you beat Star Wars.
Yeah, it was like, okay, there's the problem with it is a couple of things. It's slow and doesn't tell the complete story, so there's no actual resolution to anything. And they spend way too much time trying to drum up the understanding of what's actually happening, and there's too much forced exposition in it. But I can't say that
exposition. It's space drugs on a sand planet with giant worms.
Yeah, but they were going for the political angle of the Emperor, who they never show, and the political war between the Harkonnens and the Atreides. So it's not bad, but it's not good. And then they're heavy on the Zendaya nonsense, and there's just no reason for it.
Have you seen Alita Battle Angel?
No, not the movie. I saw the original anime, but I've never seen the live action.
Just to ruin it for you, there's a guy being played by Shit, what's his name? Ed. Who's the really good Ed actor?
Really good.
Primal
Ed?
Fear. He did the Hulk terribly.
Oh, Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. I didn't even know it was him. And it's like, oh, hey, Ed Norton was in this movie. I didn't know that. Apparently, he's a critical role that I didn't even know.
Right. Well,
Like,
he's one of those guys he's a really good actor. So
No, not that. It was just like there's like some people like Francis from Deadpool and the new Freddy Krueger were in the movie, but you could clearly tell that's who they were, like because their faces were pretty much untouched.
right.
And Edwards wasn't really wasn't really touched up, but he looked different enough, and it was so short. It's like, oh hey, I missed that.
Gotcha.
Like apparently he's going to be big in the second movie that's never going to be made.
So it's kind of like how Matt Damon was in Deadpool 2.
No, that was kind of more of an Easter egg.
And technically, so was Brad Pitt for literally 3 frames.
You missed Alan Tudyk. He was the other guy with Matt Damon.
That was Alan Tudyk?
Yeah.
No, okay.
I realized that as soon as he started talking, I was like, is that an Alan Tudyk accent? And I had to rewind it, and I'm like, is that a Matt Damon? Like, holy shit. But,
Oh, and speaking of Josh Brolin, he's in Dune. And so is Jason Momoa, and neither one of them need to be.
Speaking of, I heard he got fucked up on set the other day.
Who, Brolin or Momoa?
Momoa.
What's he filming now?
Aquaman, too.
Ah, okay. Well,
Apparently,
he's
he
got to
wasn't beat
be.
up by
He's
Amber
opposite
Heard.
Amber Heard, so yeah, that's a dangerous set to be on. Period.
Like, we're underwater. Why'd you throw a soup can at me?
Oh, now she's shitting the bed. God damn it, Amber.
No. I deal with that. I don't they're sleeping together. He's married.
Yeah, like that's ever gonna stop a dude.
What? Jason Momoa, he's a family man. I didn't like how they were trying to make Jason Momoa creepy. Like you do weird things with your kids. First off, you spent 2 years wiping their ass. So you're not particularly sensitive to their naughty bits. But like you want to talk about him putting his hand on his daughter's heart as something perverted? Calm down. Like, oh wait, he's molesting his son between the breasts. Yeah, same fucking thing. Calm down. That pissed me off so bad in Aquaman when they started talking about climate change and the sea level rising. I'm like, that gives you more real estate. What are you bitching about, King of the Seas?
That's heavy-handed. But again,
You're literally taking land away from the top dwellers, or whatever the fuck you call them. That's success. Complain about pollution.
well, it's pollution, oceans most affected. But I will say this about the first Aquaman movie: it made me finally appreciate DC movies because I realized what they were doing.
But
They're actually making comic book movies that are supposed to look like a comic book.
which is not as good as what we were just
Marvel?
talking about. What the fuck? Yeah, Jason Momoa is married to Lisa Bonet, but that's his new wife. I think that's like 4 years. He was I think his kids are with Zoe Kravitz. So he's just knocking up all the half breeds.
Wait a minute. He was married to Zoe Kravitz?
Wasn't he?
And she was married to Lenny Kravitz. Am I getting that right?
Is Lisa Bonet somehow related to Kravitz?
She was married to him, I thought.
Okay, then that's how there's the Kravitz connection. Yeah, Lisa Bonet is Zoe Kravitz's mom. That's how there's that connection. Never mind. So Jason... Okay, Jason was only married to Lisa Bonet, so apparently he had kids with her first, then married her. Is Jason Momoa a gypsy? Yeah, I'm going to click and read this. Pride of Gypsy is the name of his production company, which he founded in 2010. He is not a gypsy.
No, he's Hawaiian, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I learned on Baywatch.
Pretty sure he's actually Hawaiian.
I think he's American Samoan. Let's see. Born in Mukukili, Hawaii. Children are Nakoa Wolf Manakaupau Namakiha Momoa and Lola Olianamomo.
Something with way too many vowels and a couple of apostrophes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you and Frank Zappa.
Well, I mean, in Frank's case, at least he named his kids Dweezil and Moon Unit. That's a little more normal.
No, he had one with like... Wait, was it the other Zappa?
Well, okay, so Dweezil Zappa's kids might be named weird, but Frank Zappa's kids are Dweezil and Moon Unit.
Maybe it's Dweezil that's got the kid that has like half the fucking alphabet in it, and it's pronounced Arthur or some shit. But yeah, so Paul Walker's daughter is Meadow Rainwalker. Not the worst name. Looking at you, Jason Momoa. And less attractive than she should be. Walk Down the Aisle by Vin Diesel because family means everything.
Boo. Boo. Boo this man!
Watch this. Momoa did an interview where he says Kravitz used to hang with them at the house and do shit together. Which Kravitz? Because Zoe apparently is his ex or his wife's daughter. Speaking of, you know who's hotter than they should be? Juicy Smollett's sister.
Didn't know he had a sister.
Yeah, she's in the new Birds of Prey, or the old Birds of Prey now. And
yeah, didn't see that one either.
She's cute. Oh, Lenny Kravitz. Mm-hmm. I don't. It's Hollywood, so like it's a different world. Anyway, okay.
How many people got that one?
It is.
Wait a minute, that's too close to Cosby. Eject! Eject!
Anyway, this is highbrow humor. I don't know how old you people are, but I am hilarious. So there is a lot of like. All right, so I was passing around this article about brother and sibling content creators on OnlyFans, which they weren't like working together, but like the brother was filming the sister scenes for her,
and vice versa.
And vice versa, which is nasty, but not like the worst thing that I've seen on OnlyFans.
And he's gay,
and it's not that expensive either.
So. Right, he's gay, and
that doesn't make it any better to see your sister banging somebody or your brother banging somebody.
As far as I know, they haven't done anything hardcore. It's just nudity.
Yeah, it's within the presence. But so I have seen worse, and some of it's expensive. So super chats would be appreciated right now. And I don't have that button.
No, we're not getting monetized ever.
Your porn is not getting funded through your slight entertainment value. Did I mention I'm losing $8 a month on this stream? But
you should probably contact them. I heard it's free now.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I will be canceling that. Who did Anthony Bourdain kill himself for?
He did.
What's her nugget? No, yeah,
and...
exactly. No, the chick with the molestation of Timothy Chapelmet, or whatever the fuck his name is.
All I know is that whole thing is Clinton related.
Yeah. Anyway, the chick related to that, Darantino. God damn it.
Rosario Dawson.
No, and different weird, but thanks. No, I'm thinking of the Alexandria Daddario, but it's not her. It's D'Argento. Thank you. That was me thinking of that, not you pieces of shit. Anyways, her father is a director, and he has 2 daughters, and he casts them both in movies, and they get naked for him in his movies.
Gross.
Yes. So, like, granted, they're Italian, so whatever the fuck that means. But he cast them intentionally with those spots in mind, and I mean, so does to a lesser extent, but still weird, is Rob Zombie with his wife. I'm wondering how he's going to get Mrs. Munster naked in the new Munsters film, but it's going to happen. So, or when you cast, as a director, you cast your wife for a love scene with some other actor. I mean, it's a different world. So,
Kevin Smith did that in Clerks too.
Yeah, and Rosario Dawson was in it. Boom, linked.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's a very different world. So when Demi and Bruce get divorced and they're still cordial, stop hanging out with Ashton Kutcher, you weirdo. He's young enough to be your son, and it's weird. I don't care how cool you are. Don't be that cool. Also, McCain's dead. Stop supporting him. But yeah, so I appreciate when people make the effort to stay in their kids' lives. That's how any father should be. Mm-hmm. But don't become besties with the dude that's banging your ex-wife.
Nope.
Don't make this weird. A certain level of animosity should be held at all times.
Well, and that can get us to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. How fucking weird that shit is.
But again, like, if you have an open marriage or something, or if you're swingers, or if you are a weird person who has a fetish for it, like Corey Chase, we talked about it the other day, her and I, not you and I. She got into the porn industry because, well, first off, her and her husband were swingers, and he liked to film them having sex. Him and her having sex. Then her and other people, and him and other people, and they were both okay with that, so they ended up, like, they had like a no anal rule. I'm like, that's more for him than for her, but whatever. And that stopped, and she did like all anal for like 2 years. Anal sex with mom, part 17. Yeah, that was a thing. But so that can happen outside of Hollywood. I'm not saying it's specifically Hollywood that's the weirdos, but you don't generally hear about that. There's just your weird neighbor.
Well, I think what's weird about the Smiths is that they air their dirty laundry at that round table thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
But
if
like,
you want
the
to
kids
do
are
it,
weird too.
well, yeah, the kids are fucked up. Except for one of them, Will's oldest kid, who's not with Jada Pinkett. That kid's pretty normal.
I think he's like a production assistant. Like, he doesn't get out in front of the camera.
Right, no, but he seems pretty normal, especially
Yeah.
compared to his half siblings with Jada Pinkett. So the crazy gene is in Jada.
I can agree. The artist community is weird. There were like weird dating things around when I was in acting in high school and college. Like, just weirdness. Very okay. Besides that point, that's 30-year-old shit going on there, or 20-year-old. But yeah, I mean, Will Smith getting married shouldn't have been a thing. Like, you could have been like the ultimate player. You had everything like 4 times because you lost everything 3 times. And then you put yourself like, through an accountant, which was smart. Stop buying your kids' properties to destroy.
I actually heard parents just don't understand on the radio yesterday.
Well, like
Somebody-
he bought the
somebody
Karate Kid for his son, and he bought Annie for his daughter. I'm like, stop it. I will give I don't even fucking know the kid's name, but he did a very good job for the Karate Kid. Not so much his acting, but his martial arts skills were very on point. For what
Didn't he and his son do like a sci-fi one too?
Yeah. After Earth, post Earth, pre Earth, before
Something like
Earth,
that. Yeah, I don't know.
Battlefield Earth. No, that was somebody else.
No, that was the other gay guy.
No. First off, no. Second off, no. Will Smith's not gay, and neither is John Travolta, possibly.
I'm pretty sure.
No matter what those 16 masseuses say.
Yeah, John Travolta may not be gay, but he's definitely bi.
John Travolta is not gay. His boyfriend, different story. John Travolta's not gay.
Reminds me of Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints.
Such a fag.
Quit being a fag.
Will Smith brings a whiter.
not a Freudian slip. Actually true.
Freudian slip at all. Writer. He brings a writer to. Will Smith's black. Did I mention that? So that we're clear. Name 3 blacksmiths. I saw that in a post. It was you like heavy metal? Name 3 blacksmiths. It was like Will, Jada, and whatever the fuck.
Willow.
Like, nailed it. But Will Smith brings a writer with him to most of his productions, which is better than Christopher Walken, who brings an eraser. And strictly for punctuation. But that's why Will Smith seems more like Will Smith than most other actors, because Will Smith brings a Will Smith writer with him. But I gotta say, I've never felt his dialogue wasn't probably improved by him bringing his writer along. Like, I like the lines Will Smith throws down.
Yeah,
and it's yeah, and it's more obvious in iRobot, for instance. He has the best lines of that movie.
Doesn't he have the only lines of that movie?
iRobot?
Oh, I'm thinking
I Am Legend?
I Am Legend, yeah.
Will Smith says the funniest things out of anybody in I Am Legend. Like, there's that one dude that's like, "Gar, ar." But other than that, yeah. No, there's like 3 speaking roles besides for all the back footage and the recordings and stuff. He ends up meeting other people.
I haven't seen it, so okay.
Yeah. Have you read the book?
Oh, way back when, yeah.
Yeah, don't watch the movie then, because they didn't understand that plot apparently.
Gee, I'm shocked.
It's like no, I Am Legend. It's about everybody except Will Smith. It's like, no, it's Will Smith is the legend, and it's not like a legend. He's the boogeyman. Everyone else is one way. He's the other. He's the creature underneath the bed, not the opposite. And that did not come out at all in the movie.
Right.
Like, it was really missed. Boondock Saints 2 has my favorite line about it being rocket surgery. I fucking love that line. And I used to use it before I ever heard it, and it kind of upset me. So. I thought in the book he committed suicide. Reread the book. Also, yes. But reread the book.
Yeah, Boondock Saints 2 is not as good as Boondock Saints was. It's still a decent watch, but it's not as good as Boondock Saints.
It's worth the watch, though.
It is worth a watch. I will give it that. But yeah, don't expect it to be just more of the same. It's not nearly as good.
There should never have been a Boondock Saints 2. Not that one ended. But hell, there shouldn't be a Halloween 3. or, well, 4, I guess, technically. Or definitely not a Halloween 7. Or no, 5, 6, whichever. He gets decapitated in one of them. That one. Should be a Jason Part 5? No, 6, technically. Well, I don't understand.
Oh, before I forget, speaking of movies that have been done to death, literally, there's a new Scream coming out.
There's a new Chucky TV series. And I want to watch it because it's done the right way. The entire living cast is in it. On a TV show.
Including Jennifer Tilly?
Yeah.
Sweet, I'll watch.
Jennifer Tilly, Brad Dourif, the original Andy Barkley, the girl from 3, Kyle, I think it was her name. Like, everyone that didn't get murdered to death, so no John Ritter, is, and I'm like, that's the right way to do it. So I don't know how good it's going to be, but I'm going to give it a shot. I got Steven watching it, so he's going to tell me about it. But, yeah, Scream 5. So it's got also the original cast.
Kind of.
I mean, kind of.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're in it, and they're reprising their roles, but they're brought in as basically reference material.
Yeah, and it's got the chick from 4 too, so it's covered all its bases.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know, it just seems like Hollywood's out of ideas.
Well, I don't mind, like, I love the idea of Coming to America 2.
I still haven't seen that. I need to watch that.
I haven't either, because I'm so worried. I was scared of that movie. Because Coming to America was great. But, like, I would love to see a reprisal of, like, certain movies from my childhood taken to like their actual like logical conclusions, or not conclusions, but fast forward 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Maybe it's not the best to have, but like I'm really interested to see Afterlife.
I don't know what that is.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm going to definitely throw down money for that one. That one looks like, it's true to the original couple of movies, which is nice. They're not going to shit on them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's got potential.
Yeah. Like I would be interested in Red Dawn 2. You know.
From the first movie or from the remake?
From the first movie. Like, these guys are older. They're possibly now statesmen.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, that would be a hard one to pull off. Just, yeah. I'd give it a watch. I'd give it a try at least. Yeah, it'd just be hard to pull off.
But what I'm worried about is, like, Star Wars.
I want Ferris Bueller today.
Having to deal with his kid and just like a constant migraine, like him and Mia Sarah dealing with this like fucking millennial. Well, no, what is he, Gen Z? What is he fucking, no, what's the new one, Silent Generation, whatever the fuck it is. But like him not understanding the words, him dealing with forged report cards, emails from servers that caused his computer to crash because he was supposed to be getting an email from the dean or some shit.
The only problem is you couldn't bring back Rooney because, you know, he's incarcerated.
Well, Rooney should be out of school by anyway.
Right, but if you can't have Rooney in the movie, and you can't because the actor's in jail.
You could have his son or somebody like that.
Jeffrey, what's his last name?
Jeffrey Jones.
Jeffrey Jones, yeah. No, you need him.
I hope he's in prison.
Well, he is. Or he's dead, one of the two. He might be in. Hang on, let me look him up.
Why am I hanging on? You should hang on.
God damn, he's 75.
Yeah. So he's too old to be a teacher. But like it could be like a next generation with somebody as his kid, like having to deal with Ferris Bueller, who is Ferris Bueller's kid. But yeah, maybe you could get like a phone call in prison.
No, he's not.
Dead? He's not in prison?
His punishment was 5 years probation, counseling, and required to register as a sex offender. As of 2021, Jones is listed in the U.S. Department of Justice National Sex Offender Database. Jones was arrested twice for failing to update his sex offender status, first in Florida in 2004 and then 6 years later in California. In 2006, Jones' record became the subject of community complaint during the production of Who's Your Caddy in Aiken, South Carolina. Upon learning of his involvement, locals insisted the public school should have been alerted considering the families were invited to visit the sets surrounding the release of Deadwood the movie. Jones's crime was noted by the media. So no, he's free. He could do it.
Yeah.
He could do it.
I just don't think the secretary needs to be involved. I'm pretty sure she's dead.
Oh, what was her name?
Ferris Bueller's one cool dude.
Edie something. Edie McClurg. That's what it was.
Edie Amin.
No, it's Edie McClurg.
Oh, The Breakfast Club, 30th anniversary or 30th reunion.
She's the same age as Jeffrey Jones. She is 76.
Oh, good for her. But like, I'm kind of worried about the Mighty Ducks because they're bringing the kids back.
Oh
it's
God!
Like, they're not bringing Goldberg back.
Or Jussie. Wasn't he
Goldberg
one of the
went
kids
crackhead and lost all his weight. He would be just a scarecrow would make a better goalie than him right now.
But we need to have Alan Ruck back as
Cameron.
Cameron. Yeah.
Yeah. Uncle Cameron.
That'd be awesome. They need to do that. That needs to be a thing. What's Mia Sarah doing? Oof. Yeah, she did not age well.
Yeah. Oh, that was a hell of a burp. Pardon me. Yeah, or a breakfast club school reunion, or like a 16 Candles school reunion, or just something like that to find out what the kind of like the logical conclusion to some of these kids are. Like some of the cooler kids could have like used car salesmen and stuff like that.
Gotta be careful with John Hughes movies though, because I mean I know Ferris Bueller's one, but I think you could do a Ferris Bueller's one and without John Hughes involved and it'd be okay. But I don't think you could do Breakfast Club without John Hughes input, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
They should make a sequel to Howard the Duck.
Oh my god, like Leah Thompson, like with her 4 little bastard duck children in a wheelchair because.
And somehow she's Susanna Hoff.
Because you know duck's penis is a corkscrews. But what other Raising Arizona? You can see him raised.
Well, I mean anything for
or we could start mixing genres, and it could be the Breakfast Club at the start of the zombie apocalypse.
Now, see, if you're gonna do movies like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter,
Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, bro.
That too. Then yes, let's have Ferris Bueller and the Breakfast Club face the zombie.
It's what I liked about Sharknado. It's like the cameos. You could literally have just like every John Hughes movie run together.
Well, and another thing about Ferris Bueller, you got to do a Ferris Bueller Today sort of thing, because then you can have Charlie Sheen in all his cracked out glory.
Married to Jennifer Grey.
Yes.
But the whole time she has to be in a cast with blacked out eyes and her nose in a sling because she was in a car accident. And like, oh, that must be Jennifer Grey underneath that nose.
I'm down, dude. We need to make that a thing. If Hollywood's gonna do rehashed shit, let's make it fun rehashed shit.
Yeah. Or like Pete and Pete and the school shooting. Or something like somebody kidnapping somebody or something. Macaulay Culkin, Taken 4.
I have a particular set of skills. I'm setting booby traps for retarded criminals.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to break in. Listen to me.
Yes, you could do that. You could have a Home Alone, but it's Taken. And the kid gets taken, but then he has to set the booby traps, and he's talking to his dad on the phone. And it's Macaulay Culkin. That would be fucking awesome. Do that. Hollywood, listen to this.
He gets kidnapped, and they take him to the storage place, and then he gets free and rigs the room. And it's Escape Room 5.
Yes! Just mash all the things.
American History X-Men. Sally Twice Once.
Yes!
Oh, you're a mutant. Get the fuck out of here. No, my mutant power is to purge melanin and the ability to dance. Come in, my white brother. So fucking stupid. Well, I thought it would be a good movie to. You can't do like another Aliens, but
Please no. Yeah, we're done with that. They beat that one to death.
But I'm trying to think like a good, like an actiony high school movie.
What was the one with where they were superheroes in the high school?
Oh, Sky High?
Sky High.
That's like maybe 15 years old. They'd just be the best superheroes.
Yeah. I mean, going back to what we said a couple of weeks ago, I would like to see them do a Snake Plissken prequel with Kurt's son, and just do the Cleveland job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Quit explaining stories to me that are better. What happened in Budapest, Hawkeye? But I mean, there's kind of like they do that like anything with Michael Caine now. Like, should have had a backstory 40 years ago. Like The Final Job or something like that. Like there should be a first job. You know, like, or maybe even something like The Italian Job. You know, revisit them, 20 years. We're putting the band back together. Like, dude, I'm on super secret double probation. I've got
Ed Norton finally gets out of jail.
Wrists.
Ed Norton gets out of jail and wants to run a job to get revenge on the Italian Job crew. Do that.
Yeah, just something interesting. Or stupid. Stupid can be fun too.
Stupid can be a lot of fun. That's why the Sharknado movies are awesome.
Yeah. 90210 no. Just cast members dying during different parties. R.I.P. Luke, by the way. Buffy the Vampire Slayer 20 years later.
But with the original Buffy, not Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah, with
Christy Swanson.
With Christy Swanson and like bedridden Donald Sutherland. Now Rutger Hauer's dead.
Oh, that's right, he is. But you could get Pee-wee.
He's still dying. Like in the credit scene of it, he's still in the basement.
Kicking the wall.
Yeah. Hair all the way down his back now. Or that's how she has to come back out is they're demoing the school, and someone comes across it and like finds the stick and pulls it out, bites him.
Yeah, just get Kiefer Sutherland to play Donald Sutherland's roles.
Donald Sutherland's still alive.
I know he is, but I'm just saying, get Kiefer to do it instead of Donald.
Yeah, like the whole time it's like, you sure he was your dad? You're very different than he is. Also, you puked on yourself. I would like to see more things with siblings. I loved Men at Work.
That was a good movie.
I like all the Barbarian movies. with the Paul brothers. There's like 5 of them in total. I love every one of them. Hollywood siblings. Who do we got? I don't care for Julia Roberts and Eric Roberts. There's only Kiefer.
Well, the Estevez and Sheen.
Yeah, which we already mentioned.
Mm-hmm. You could get the Pepsi girl and Jeremy Eisenberg. Jeremy or Jeffrey Eisenberg? Whatever his name is. Jesse Eisenberg, and then his sister, who was the Pepsi girl.
I thought it was his cousin.
No,
whatever.
This is his little sister. You get the Olsen twins. That's a good point. Bring
Yeah,
them back.
they're too expensive.
No, they're not. You just make them zombies, and then make their actually famous sister have to kill them. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you can do anything with zombie. If you guys haven't seen Dance of the Dead, I suggest it. It's a boy gets girl zombie flick in high school. Highly recommend it. If you're not interested in boy gets girl, but a high school zombie flick, Boy Scouts Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I'm trying to think of like
Do they even
80s
make?
movie.
Do they make movies for teenagers anymore?
Yeah, every horror movie that the producers don't have faith in is made for teenagers, and I hate it.
But there's no like teenager movies anymore, like starring teenagers. Like back in the
Well,
80s,
yeah,
like Ferris Bueller or The Breakfast Club or Pretty in Pink.
well, first off, those weren't
16,
teenagers.
16 Candles.
None of those were teenagers.
16 Candles they were. Everybody except for the guy who played Jake Ryan was a teenager. Molly Ringwald was like 15.
There's no way Molly Ringwald was 15 in 16 Candles. I'm looking it up. Claim more wrong things. Well, I looked this up.
Anthony Michael Hall was like 13 or 14.
That I believe.
And by the time Weird Science rolled out, he was like 17, and his co-star was like a year younger than him.
All right, 84. Molly Ringwald is 68. God damn it. Practically 16.
Mm-hmm.
So 17 for Breakfast Club, 18 for Pretty in Pink, 20 and Four Keeps. I don't remember her in Suburbia or Siberia. All right, then, whatever. Apparently she was Gem in the Holograms. Yeah, so how old's Anthony Michael Hall? Oh, same age. So yeah. I like him less though. All right, guys, we need your 80s movies to be made into current day with the same cast as much as possible, minus the deaths or prison sentences in some cases. Looking at you, Dad from Seventh Heaven.
Well, I think they would need to remake Labyrinth.
Cheers.
The TV show?
Yeah, just a movie.
Cheers. The
Ted
movie.
Danson trying to get the gang back together because Woody has dementia.
Yeah, the problem is that the gal who played Rebecca, I can't think of her name. Why can't I think of her name? Christy. What the hell's her
Alley?
name? Christy Alley. She's persona non grata in Hollywood right now.
Yeah. So do it in Florida.
Although I bet Shelley Long would do it. She needs a career revival. And you got to hurry up before John Ratzenberger dies.
Yeah. Well,
Coach is dead, but Coach died.
is George
during the
Wendt
show.
still alive?
I think George Wendt is still alive. Kelsey
Can't
Grammer's
believe we're
still
more
alive.
worried about Cliff than George.
Norm.
Cliff and Norm.
Woody's still around.
Sally Toy says remake the Power Rangers to be radical religious group. Those guys are all still in contact.
Which ones?
The original Power Rangers.
Okay.
Tommy does stuff on YouTube as the Green Ranger, and he's brought them in to do other stuff. Not Amy Jo Johnson, but like the others, because she busy.
Why has there not been a Voltron movie?
Because it's the same thing as the Power Rangers with a shittier story.
Better story. Thank you very much.
No.
Oh yes. Speaking of which, there needs to be a live-action Robotech. But that whole thing is mired in horrible licensing problems.
So is Friday the 13th, which is why they are thankfully not doing them as much as they are Halloween and Leatherface.
My son was so upset when they pulled Jason from one of the games he plays because of the licensing issues. He was just heartbroken. He cried for like 2 days.
Mortal Kombat or Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th game.
Good Lord. No, they stopped updating it. They didn't pull him, did they?
They did. Well, there was like a version of Jason that he really wanted to play, and they pulled it before he could get his hands on it. He was horribly upset.
That sucks. I remember Mortal Kombat 10 coming out, and I had a PS3 at the time, and they claimed it was coming out for PS3. Never did. And you didn't find out until the day it was launched. I tried to get a copy of PS3, and they were only doing it for PS4. So I ended up buying like a PS4 like 3 months later. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not buying Mortal Kombat. And they had like so many good characters you could play, like the Predator and Jason and the Xenomorph and Freddy and Leatherface. I was so pissed. Why is the White Ranger always yelling at the Black Ranger? There seems to be an issue here. Go, Ethno Rangers! Good 80s movie. Or a bad 80s movie.
Either one. Like I said, I really think they need to redo a new Steak Plissken movie. And I mean, Sully was right that the Escape from LA was worse than New York. It wasn't very good. But what Escape from LA does have is Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, it does. I just worry that like a new Labyrinth would just be like her getting rescued from a mental asylum after being in it for 30 years.
That could be
interesting. By Hornswoggle or whatever the fuck his name was.
Hoggle. I think his name
was
Hoggle.
Hoggle, that's who it was.
Man, that was a deep pull. Man, I had to go back in the memory banks for that. And it worked. I can't believe it. I'm not old yet. Ha ha ha. Although I am old because I remember that from actually watching it as a child.
But I don't think it would really be the same without Henson.
No, it really wouldn't. And his kids have not done the Henson name very well either. Mm-hmm. Although they were making the Dark Crystal. Or they did remake the Dark Crystal. I don't remember which.
Yeah, and the sucky thing is like the people who would do it, you can't get to, because like they're still doing it. like you can't go to Charleston and be like, we need another one of Puppet Masters. Oh, what's that? You're doing an 11th Puppet Master now? Oh, what the puppets were originally the Nazi Party? Because they did it both ways. In like 6, it went back to the 40s where Andre Toulon was trying to get the secrets of the Nazi or away from the Nazis, and like by 8 they were the Nazis. Like, wait, what? So the Nazis got them? There's a super weird crossover between Dollman and Demonic Toys and Bad Channels.
Well, it was just they're remaking Hellraiser, right?
Are they?
Are making a new Hellraiser?
Either way, I don't care. Hellraiser could not be as good as Hellraiser was.
No, it can't be.
Because Hellraiser had Clive Barker. I doubt he would revisit it with another one. Also, wouldn't mind a couple bites at the apple of things that were done poorly that could have been done better.
Like Commando.
Commando wasn't done poorly.
Yeah, dude, come on. The Porsche gets wrecked and then is in the last scene perfectly fine.
Well, that's just an error. Like in Cobra, Stallone unloads and takes apart his gun twice. Cuts apart his pizza twice. Like, that's not a huge deal. In one of the Bad Boys movies, there was a chase scene where a tire fell off. And the car was still up. Bless you.
Thank you. Well, speaking of 80s movies that they're remaking The Batman.
Yeah, but they're bringing back Michael Keaton, who was my favorite Batman.
Yeah, but the Batman is actually played by Robert Pattinson.
We'll fucking see.
Yeah, the preview did not look that good when I saw it in Dune.
I didn't see that preview.
Yeah,
maybe we could have like a final, or not Final Fantasy, but like a film fantasy where you like team up people together.
Dude, got it. They need to remake Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
They are.
What?
Well, they're not remaking it. They're making a sequel.
What?
They're returning.
With the original cast?
Dude, we talked about this 3 months ago.
Did we?
Yes. So much for not being old.
Yeah, well, I could have been high. Could have been a thing. Maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, it's paused because of COVID.
Ah, lame.
Yeah. But they were talking about it in 2019. Like they were going to do a sequel.
I'd be down for that.
Mm-hmm. It was good. For what it was, especially.
I'm
But
trying to think of what other movies they could remake.
Yeah. House Party with Kid Christopher Reed and Play Christopher Martin. You fucking ass trying to tell me I was with the wrong kid in Play.
Well, he didn't have the high top fade. That's why I thought he looked more like Play.
He was light skinned. That's Kid.
I understand the Kid was the white one and the other one was black, but he had
Play.
more of the Play hair than he did the Kid hair. So that's why I was going with Play.
I don't remember the name of the movie, but there was a Kid and Play movie where they switched and Kid was supposed to be the gangster and Play was supposed to be squared away. All right, I want those movies back. Kid and Play House Party movies, 1 through 4.
We need a new Pajama Jammy Jam.
Yeah, maybe something for the summertime. I'm pretty sure the Barbarian brothers are dead. So, or at least one of them is.
What were some other good 80s franchises?
Or we could
Cannonball
revisit
Cannonball Run. I'm going back to the wheelhouse here. Cannonball Run. Bring it back. Bring that shit back. Rat Race. Bring that shit back.
Or to a lesser extent, stuff like that, but with their kids. Like Scott Eastwood as Henry Callahan, Dirty Harry's son. And they're on vacation in the Caribbean and they get hit by pirates. And the father and son have very different ways of doing things. Never mind, that's Shaft. I just saw Shaft a couple months ago, and that was kind of like him and his son were very different ways of getting the job done. I don't like it. Never mind.
Ice Pirates.
Ice Pirates with Donnie Yen?
Ice Pirates was the guy from Terry Gilliam from Monty Python, and he brought in Eric Idle and Michael Palin to do Ice Pirates. They were both in it. I think John Cleese might have been in it too. But it was No, I'm thinking of Time Bandits. Ice Pirates was something else. I think that was Terry Gilliam too, though.
I'm looking up Ice Pirates. Mary Crosby and Robert Orich.
Robert Urich, Mary Crosby, Angelica Houston was in it. Michael D. Roberts.
I don't remember.
Ron Perlman was in it. Can't bring him back. He's too. Bruce Valanche. Good lord.
Distant Future, Scarce of Water.
John Carradine. Well, you can't do that.
All right. I gotta look up Donnie again then, because I'm thinking of a movie that I thought was called Ice Pirates. Jesus, there's 4 Ip Man movies?
Yeah, dude, yeah. There's not only are there 4 direct Ip Man movies, there's like 18 knockoffs.
Iceman the Time Traveler might be what I'm thinking of. Iceman. Yeah, it was Iceman. Ip Man and Iceman. Dragon Tiger Gate was actually really good. So is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Bodyguards vs. Assassins, 14 Blades. I think Ip Man 3, he fights Mike Tyson. Special ID was all right. Kung Fu Killer was stupid. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Sword of Destiny was not as good as Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Are they remaking a new Lost Boys movie? I thought I heard they were doing that too.
Ooh, let's check.
Let's see what else.
Unfortunately, you can't do anything that had the Coreys in it.
Well, you could. You just have to explain Haim away.
In pre-production, The Lost Boys.
Teen Wolf? Can't really do that. Michael's too shaky.
It could be a cure for his rabies. Man, the dad in that movie is the most adorable werewolf I've ever seen. When he throws the door open and his dad's there with his glasses on, like, I've seen less cuddly koalas.
Lady Hawk and the Beastmaster. You could remake those, although you couldn't really bring them in. They're fantasy, so you couldn't really bring them into modern times.
Well, you can make them like the King. But yeah, no, not Beastmaster. I love me some Tanya Roberts.
I got it. Here's
roles.
what we do. We have Eddie Murphy come back as Beverly Hills Cop, but now.
Well, what do you mean now?
Well, like make it in contemporary times. So
It was always a contemporary time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know it's contemporary times, but it was contemporary to the 80s. Now do it in the 2020s.
Well, he did it in the 90s too.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 3. They had lasers on their guns. See, I think that it would be better if, like, Billy came to help him, but then it wouldn't be Beverly Hills Cop, so you gotta have Axel come out. But Billy would have to be, like, the chief of police, though.
Oh, I know. One Crazy Summer and what was the other one? That had Ricky in it. Ah, God damn it. The $2 one. I want my $2. What the hell is the name of the movie?
Yeah.
The other John
Sally Toy
Cusack
says
movie.
Beverly Hills ain't the 80s version anymore. Yeah. It'd be Billy as the chief of police calling in Axel. Axel, I need you to come to Beverly Hills. I need a black man.
Damn it, what movie? What is the name of that movie?
Yeah. Like, you have to exclude, like, vampire movies, except for anything with Tom Cruise, because he still looks the same age, which is weird.
With the remaking Interview with a Vampire, is my understanding, is a TV show or like a Netflix thing.
Yeah, but if you do prequel, that's different.
No. They're remaking it from Jump. Same story, but well, I shouldn't say same story. They're going to make it like today, but they're going to go back and say what they got wrong about the story, like what was left out because fake news and shit. And apparently Anne Rice is in on it as a producer. John Cusack movies.
$2
Better Off Dead. Better Off Dead. Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer. Remake those.
I'm sure those Asians haven't worked in years. That might be. All right, give me another one. I'll be right back.
Okay. Just trying to think of what else was good in the 80s that was worth redoing. Splash, maybe? Redo Splash. No, One Crazy Summer, Sally, was the one with Demi Moore and what's his name that was sort of famous for a while. Let me look that up. Better Off Dead is the one with the kid with the newspaper boy that wants his $2. One Crazy Summer. That is... sworn there was like a guy who played the teacher in One Crazy Summer, but maybe I'm getting that wrong. Apparently I am. Maybe I'm thinking Summer School. That might have been what I'm thinking of. You could remake Summer School. Yeah, Mark Harmon. That's the one I was thinking of. Summer School with Mark Harmon. You could remake that one too. But Kirstie Alley was in that one, so they might not. Although I'd be down to see what they could do with it. But yeah, One Crazy Summer was the other John Cusack movie that had Demi Moore in it, where they tried to save the house. And it had Bobcat Goldthwait instead of the guy who plays Booger. Oh no, it did have Curtis Armstrong in it. Booger. He was in both, apparently.
Both what?
So the cast of One Crazy Summer and the cast of Better Off Dead are almost the same. Like John Cusack, Curtis Armstrong, and this
Booger.
Booger, yeah. The actress that played Ricky's mom in Better Off Dead is also in One Crazy Summer.
Oh,
Laura Waterbury.
I'm thinking like I want like an action movie, like Hard Target, where Jean-Claude Van Damme like is put in this dangerous situation. He has that damsel in distress the whole time, or like Speed. Speed's a perfect example. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, they were in the tension because of the heightened adrenaline and things like that, and like they've been married for 20 years now, and the spark is gone. But
well, weren't they both in Speed 2?
No, it's Jason Patrick was in Speed 2. I'm saying something like that, because Hard Target also had a sequel, but I wasn't starring it.
Oh, well, remember I was talking about that one Bruce Willis movie that I had forgotten was a thing? The one that was in Pittsburgh that had like, fuck, I can't remember who it was now. Some other quasi-famous or semi-famous sort of a lower A-list actress that was in it. I can't think of what the hell it was.
Could you give me another Bruce Willis context so I can get the frickin' movie first?
Hang on. Movie set in Pittsburgh. If I could spell.
Where's
Striking Distance.
Where's Sixth Sense? What?
Striking Distance.
Oh yeah. You needed to say boat.
Yeah, it had Sarah Jessica Parker. That's who I was thinking of was the lead. And they had exactly no chemistry.
Oh my god! So I was looking up Bruce Willis, and I told you about the Surviving the Game with Ice-T.
Yeah.
His movie is called Survive the Game.
Okay.
It's going to be the same movie. Survive the Game versus Surviving the Game, which is better than The Hunt anyway. But we need an action star who's got a son that isn't Arnold Schwarzenegger because his son doesn't look like him and the other son is Mexican.
Okay. You have to go with Kurt Russell because his son looks a lot like him.
Kurt Russell's an everyman. He's not an action star. Although Wyatt's not a small dude by any means. He could do the job.
Right. Well, what I'm saying though is that Kurt Russell is an action guy. I mean, yeah, he played an everyman, but it's like if Harrison Ford had a son.
Too bad Stallone had girls. Because a Tango and Cash 2 with the children would be fucking hilarious.
Does Frank have kids?
I'll take it at that point. I don't know if Frank Stallone has kids. Because it's going to look the same.
Exactly. They're going to look exactly the same.
Now I'm thinking of like buddy cop movies with kids. Does Eddie Murphy have any children? What are Nick Nolte's kids like? Nick Nolte works for me.
Yeah, I don't think you could bring 48 Hours into even.
Oh, that would be even better. If Stallone's daughter, because they are pretty, and like Wyatt's lusting after Cash's daughter the whole time, but they're still in it and really bitchy. Like Kurt having to compete with Sly, and then Sly, because he was always protective of his sister around Kurt. Now he'd be protective of his daughter around Wyatt.
There you go.
Michael Douglas' son? He's either 50 or 7, so I don't know if I want to hear anything about Michael Douglas' son. But I do love me some Michael Douglas.
Is Brian James still alive?
Who?
Brian James.
Kevin James, Dad?
No, Brian James. He was like in like almost everything in the 80s.
That was
No, he
Brian
died.
Dennehy.
It's Brian Howard James.
Oh! Byron James.
No, it's Brion. Brian. Could be Byron. Byron. It could be
Byron James. Yeah,
yeah, Byron.
He had that fucking accent in Tango and Cash that was so bad.
Yeah.
It's not Byron?
Could be Byron.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Byron.
Yeah, but he died.
Yeah. Bill Duke's
James
still
Hong
alive.
died. No, James Hong's... Is James Hong dead? Yeah, James Hong's
No,
dead.
James Hong's alive.
Is he?
Yeah, they're
Oh, yeah.
some
92.
Asian guy is trying to get his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and I'm like, oh god, James Hong died. No, he's still alive. I'm like, it's $35,000. Just pay $35,000 and you get your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And he absolutely deserves it as a character actor.
Absolutely. Well, and I don't know if did I share that with you, the David Lopan style version of Gungam style? Did I share that with you?
No, I kind of need it.
Okay, hang on. Let me look it up because it was
Ooh,
hilarious.
Michael Douglas getting out of prison from falling down and just doing it all over again.
Here, I'm actually. Well, I don't know if I can play this on YouTube. I can play
I
this.
wouldn't.
No, okay. Let me pull it up here. Okay, hang on. Let me get this link.
Yeah, there's just like a lot of disappointments. Like Bruce Willis's kids are chicks. Sly's are chicks. Clint's got a son, and then Scott's decent, but Bruce Lee's kid's dead.
Oh,
I don't know what the hell.
Could you do a sequel to Falling Down?
That's what I'm saying. like Michael Douglas gets out of jail, or yeah, he gets out of prison. But you have to make it so that he didn't suicide by cop. He just got shot by cop because he pulled that water pistol at the end.
Van Damme movie with any movie, I'm down. Okay, so Street Fighter?
No.
That's a Van Damme movie.
I do love me some Street Fighter, but no, because there's no Raul
Raul.
Julia.
Yeah, no Raul.
He's the only one who's gone. Like, technically, in both senses, he was the only person killed, and he's the only person that died. The character was killed, but he actually passed away. He passed away like before it came out in theaters. Like 4 months from the end of his filming, he passed away from stomach cancer. Probably didn't help with all that set chewing.
Yeah. He's not a termite as much as he tried.
Oh my god, I fucking love that. That might be one of my favorite portrayals of a character. I wouldn't care for like a Double Impact or a Quest. Bloodsport was a good movie, but to come to find out, like it was based on real events is stupid.
I'm trying to think of what other cheesy 80s movies.
I think it'd be weird if James Bond had a kid from one of his flings, and like he showed up one day, but the kid was like 12, and he's like, "I'm going to work. I left you bourbon and cigarettes on the end table."
Well, they're already. Did you see the new Bond movie?
No,
I haven't either.
I don't even like Daniel Craig as Bond.
I don't either. Spectre was okay as an action movie, but it wasn't a very good James Bond movie. And then the rest of them just kind of suck.
Mm-hmm. Like a Hard Target 2 would be kind of all right, or you can't do Time Cop because he's fucking should be retired. Just I want him with a child, and it's like the next generation. Because there were probably a few of those I saw where, because of my age, I didn't realize the importance of it. Like who the dad was. And I'm not talking like Titus with Stacy Keach as the dad. But like, well, things like that.
I still like the Tango and Cash idea. That one's pretty solid.
Yeah, Magic. We agreed on that. It's the answers are Bronson or Connery.
I like Roger Moore.
You like campy. You don't.
I do like campy. Yeah.
kind of like the idea of the child of a spy having like picked up things from their father or mother. But then that's like Spy Kids. And I don't want
I
that.
know what we do. We remake True Lies, but with the kids.
Who are the kids? I
They
think
had kids. They
Eliza
had
Dushku.
kids. I don't remember who.
And who was the other
played
kid? Because Eliza Dushku wouldn't be bad. I just have to look for the not old people. Did they just have one kid?
I think they had, just the daughter, Elijah Dushku. Oh, Bill Paxton is dead, though.
He was the fucking car salesman.
I know, but he was good. Can we trade Tom Arnold for Bill Paxton? Bring Bill Paxton back and kill Tom Arnold? Would that be okay?
I would trade Tom Arnold for a Klondike bar. I'd rather see like a new Conan movie with like an Arnold kid and like Arnold like pulling out a sword and being the badass, and like 4 swings later he's like heaving.
You could do that with Arnold's kid with the maid.
He's like, holy son, 2 more up the stairs.
I don't really know what Arnie movie you could remake. Maybe Last Action Hero?
No. I mean, yeah, but no. It would be like whatever that movie he was in was like. It'd be like Jack Slade 14.
All right.
Final retirement again for real this time.
Action Jackson.
Carl Weathers looking pretty good. But Vanity's dead. Is Grace Jones still alive? She could reprise her role in Conan.
Please no.
No, because Commando, the daughter was. I wouldn't mind a reoccurrence with Eliza Dushku as the new spy, but in Commando it was Alyssa Milano, and she's currently on bail. So
is she?
Yeah, she just insurrected the fucking Capitol.
Was she in that thing that took over the Department of the Interior?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I like Commando. I don't know what your fucking problem is. Sometimes
the Porsche
when you
is
flip
my
a car, when you flip a car back on its wheels, the mirror pops out and it's fine. I really like the Tango and Cash one.
That's a solid idea, man. It really is. I think the Ferris Bueller idea has legs too.
Yeah. Yeah, those are so dumb. I like them. And I like the Breakfast Club with zombies. Or really any movie with zombies. You give me 40 minutes of script, I will give you a zombie apocalypse. It sure beats Escape Plan 4. Which John Clare Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren were upset they didn't get to be a part of, so they made Blackwater, which was a CIA prison ship that they had to escape from. Oh, speaking of, Dolph is directing a new movie starring himself and Scott Adkins. It looks like they're going to be teaming up for it, which is not something they haven't already done before with like 3 other movies. Cobra was kind of a complete movie. And Bridget Jones is baddier than Flava Flav. And everybody else is dead. But
real genius.
Val's on a voice thing right now from throat cancer, which he did not get from licking Catherine Zeta-Jones. But if I was doing a second one, it would be Top Secret.
Yeah, but how do you do that one?
With China. But I want to tie like a bunch of them together, like Tango and like let's like find villains with kids and like make it a generational thing. Like Chuck Norris got kids versus Rutger Hauer's children. Are there any of them around? What about Danny DeVito? He's got any offsprings? He can twin up with Patrick Schwarzenegger.
What's Danny DeVito's wife's name? Rhea. Oh, she was on Cheers.
Yeah. That's how I'm looking it up. Rhea Perlman. Who is still alive? All right.
Pretty sure they don't have kids, though.
3 children.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm betting they're small.
I'm betting they're not The Rock. Danny DeVito's kids. Lucy, Jake, and Grace. Jake is looking upset at a roller coaster, probably because he wasn't tall enough to ride it. 34. He's an actor, director, and producer.
What the hell has he been in?
And that's filmography. As an actor, 2 roles. Oh, Piece of a Dream and Amboy, where he plays Jake DeVito. So no, passing. His sisters, however, Lucy DeVito, is a cute little hobbit of a chick. And Grace is a head taller than her dad, so she is 5'2". Oh no, she got the bad looks of the family, so we're gonna go with the other one. We're gonna go with Lucy, who is 4'11", by the way. And starred as Anne Frank in a theater, Leaves of Grass. Portrayed the daughter of Danny DeVito's character in The Comedian. Oh, so mostly incestual stuff. Not incestual.
Rhea Perlman's actually a head taller than Danny. In flats.
So Lucy can do it. She's madly cute.
Yeah, she's all right looking.
They got separated in 2012, but they reconciled.
Who did?
Danny and Rhea.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Okay. At some point, both of them are going to go, we're not going to do any better than each other.
Wow. Peter Scolari got any kids?
They're probably not in any mood to talk to anybody right now, I would imagine.
Him and Colin could do a Bosom Buddies reboot. So Brandon Fraser's getting more work. He's going to be a villain.
I just like seeing him get more work, so good for him.
Yeah, that's just what he needs. Do love me some Brendan Fraser. I wouldn't care for like a double impact. Whoops. Yeah, I guess a buddy cop would be the best one. With the Jim Belushi and the great-great-great-grandchildren of that dog.
Well, Tom Hanks' kid could do Turner and Hooch.
It's a great-great-great-grandchild of that dog.
Mm-hmm.
Sally Toys' He-Man remake. No, Sally. Bad.
I know. We can get Kevin Smith to direct.
You people done.
See what you did, Sully? Shame on you.
That makes me cry. But yeah, like I would like to see like a remake of Masters of the Universe with Prince Adam as King Adam. Like he has to pretend that he doesn't know that his son is now He-Man. He's like, is that a new sword? Like, what? This thing, Dad? No. It's just a sword I found lying around. Like, uh-huh. I want to see a movie where the kid is worse than the dad, in most cases. And I think Ferris Bueller getting comeuppance would be worth it. Or like maybe a Richard Grieco from License to Kill, or not License to Kill, whatever the fuck, Looks Could Kill. Just something like one of those. Or Pump Up the Volume 2 with Christian Slater suffering from a kid who has a rogue YouTube channel.
Hey, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Problem is that new music sucks, so the soundtrack would suck. And that was like one of the best parts about Pump Up the Volume, was that the soundtrack was actually fucking outstanding.
Well, you could do all underground stuff. Or you could take a movie like Empire Records and have them go off into new fields because records are dead. Thanks, Spotify. The closing of a Blockbuster. Just like, all the stars workers there. Or I kind of liked what happened to Linda Hamilton from Terminator to Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see something like that.
Where a movie that was made, just the characters come back and the events of the first movie have affected them.
Yeah. Like a Red Dawn, and the kids are suffering from PTSD from it.
Oscar bait.
Like Charlie Sheen's a crackhead. And you can even talk about Patrick Swayze killing himself and bring in veterans committing suicide at an alarming rate. Like there's things you could do that would be interesting and people would watch it.
Yeah.
You put that fucking cast back together, that movie is getting first place for the first week for sure. And parents will be dragging their kids to see that damn movie because they want to see that damn movie.
Yeah. I do like to pump up the volume with the Rogue YouTube channel.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it could be Rogue anything. Rooftube would be one of them.
Of course, nobody's chasing down somebody with a Rogue YouTube channel. It's not like you have to triangulate and catch them.
Well, they could be a hacker then. Like, it could be his son could be anonymous. And instead of being against what his son's doing, he's pro what his son's doing and aids him in it.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
But he's a boomer dad, so he's doing like the wrong things. Or he's still involved in the underground, so he pulls out 16 fucking Nokia bricks. And he explains to his son what a SIM card is. Hackers 2. And unsurprisingly of all, Matthew Lillard is the successful one of the group.
Angelina Jolie.
No, I'm saying like I'm saying they make Hackers 2, and it's Matthew Lillard who's the successful one. And Crash and Burn are, activists or something. Sneakers, I liked Sneakers, but Sneakers kind of irked me at the same time. So did Hackers with the hacking, because at that time I was a hacker, and the hacks they were doing were like anarchist cookbook hacks. Like literally in the late 80s, early 90s, hacking was going to www.jcpenney.com/finances. And you were in the financial department. It wasn't a super secret needing for code phrases nonsense bullshit with the spiking behind the firewall bullshit. Encryption was 4-bit. Black Magic, you're drunk and giving us your address. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. Kick-Ass is still too early to have a remorseful dad with his son picking up the cloak that he left off on, but yeah, like a Tango and Cash with their kids, or a remake of Pump Up the Volume, which I fucking love that movie.
Raising Arizona.
I said that one already.
I know you did. I just think I like it.
I said raised. Like he's got his own kid now, or John Goodman could reprise his role, Nicolas Cage. I would like to a sequel to Indecent Proposal with Woody Harrelson trying to pimp out Demi Moore. Because they spent that first $1 million.
Oh, there you go.
Robert Redford's in it. He's like, doesn't work anymore. No amount of Viagra will get this up. Wraith with new rice burners. Yeah, no, I'm good. Cool as Ice 2.
You know, I'd be all for Vanilla making a comeback.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Cool as Ice, home makeovers.
Home makeover edition.
Because that's what he's doing now.
There's ways we could take it. It could be fun. It would be fun. If I had $1 million, I would need $15 more million and 6 other backers. Did we talk about Dave Chappelle and his 3 demands to meet with Netflix for
Not on
the
air,
trans community?
Yeah,
all right, trans community wants Dave Chappelle wants to meet with the trans community, and he only has 3 demands. 1, they have watched the entire Closer. 2, the places of his choosing to have this conversation, and 3, they must confess before the meeting Hannah Gatsby is not funny. So once those demands are met, they'll have a conversation. I personally think it was the right thing to do. They should start with admitting Hannah Gatsby's not funny. They kind of did it with Revenge of the Nerds 4. Well, they did the next generation of nerds. That wasn't bad. Wasn't as good, but it wasn't bad.
Oh, it's like Police Academy.
Booger was a nerd, and represented Lewis's son.
I was gonna say that's how he's got started. That's why he's named Booger.
Oh shit! I just had something a second ago.
Can't really remake the Police Academy movies.
Oh yeah, Police Academy is what I was talking about. There's a scene in Police Academy 2 when they're in the shoot house, and this fat guy is fires off his first round, and he turns and he sweeps the police behind him, and they all duck except for Tackleberry. And I just laughed to myself because I know why Tackleberry didn't duck. And I'm like, oh god, I'm as bad as Tackleberry. And it's because he fired the shot but didn't rack it. So you knew there was an empty round in the chamber. But everybody else was ducking out of the way, but Tackleberry and I knew what was up.
Situational
Police
awareness.
Academy 3, Lava Lantula.
Pretty much.
I still haven't seen Lava 2 Lantula.
I haven't seen that one either, but I was happy to see in the first one that they get Ralph Garman to make the blue oyster joke. Which would definitely get the Netflix crowd all riled up. Nobody tell them about the blue oyster jokes.
So, who is Brendan Fraser going to be in the major villain in a DC movie?
Oh, there you go. You could remake Encino Man.
Probably Donald Trump.
A sequel to Encino Man.
Or Pauly Shore and Sean Astin haven't made anything of themselves, but Brendan Fraser's like a high-priced attorney.
Oh yes, and loop in the old Phil Hartman bit about the caveman lawyer.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
I'm just a caveman. I don't understand your technology like fire.
I could do with a second Encino Man. Bring Pauly Shore back to life. Get Sean Astin on something that isn't douchey. Or Airheads. I'll take an Airhead sequel.
I'd say Bill and Ted's, but they did one and it wasn't good.
Still haven't seen it. But I'm looking at things that are not beloved to me. Because I'm worried about it. And Tango and Cash is pretty close to beloved to me. But if it brings the kids in and it doesn't go woke, because the only way you're getting a Beverly Hills 4 is if the villain is a tranny. And they have an army of trannies. Because that's sort of what they did in Beverly Hills.
Dragnet.
They did that.
They made a sequel to Dragnet?
You mean the Tom Hanks Dan Aykroyd Dragnet?
Yes.
Oh, I guess that is the sequel to the original Dragnet.
You know, the Virgin Connie Swain one.
The Virgin Connie Swain. At least 6 people in the world talking about Pauly Shore. And I'm 2 of them.
I want somebody to explain the weasel to their kids. I want to see that, because eventually I'm going to have to explain the weasel to my kids.
Yeah, you don't get it. He's about to wheeze the juice. Or Biodome 2.
They made a Biodome 2.
And they're still in the Biodome?
No, wait. They actually made a Biodome 2.
Oh, did they?
Not the movie. They actually made a Biodome 2. There was the original Biodome, which was a real thing out here in Arizona. And then they made a second one called Biodome 2.
I'm saying they should make a second movie, Biodome, with Pauly Shore and Steve Baldwin.
It'd be nice to see a different Baldwin get some work.
Yeah, maybe he can kill a guy.
Except that he's the woke or the non-woke Baldwin, isn't he? He's the Trump supporter.
Yeah,
Baldwin?
I mean Billy is not really anything. There's Daniel for that matter, really. Like, it's just Alec versus Steven. No, I think Daniel did come out and say something stupid. Oh, I got turned Biodome into a horror movie. BioCube. That's what we do. We plan a horror movie around a movie that didn't do really great, but we take the entire cast and put it back in it. Like 2 years later. Like, I didn't like this new West Side Story. Let's add zombies. See what you can do with that, Officer Krumke. Or the manhunt for Tony. I think you're gonna be Nardo since he killed Tony. But I was gonna say Adam Baldwin is not related to the other Baldwins. Who is he is currently going off on Alec about proper pistol discipline. There is a Grease 2 though.
Yeah, with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh my god, a Grease 2, like a direct from Grease 1 to Grease 2 with Danny Zuko, but like the kids are like High School Musical kids. It'd be a mixture of like Grease and Parents Don't Understand.
And Glee.
Yeah.
Make him insufferable and gay.
Basically. But I wouldn't watch that.
No, but it'd probably make $1 million. Couple of $1 million, I'd imagine. Because fans are retarded.
But like they could be like comparing the fashion. Like we wore Nut Huggers too, but the legs had a little more room in them. But, you know, millennials don't even get their car at 16 anymore, so.
Right.
Wouldn't be worth it. Travolta doesn't have any sons left. Does Nicolas Cage have any kids? See, it's weird because you can't like do anything with Robert De Niro because his kids are black. And can't do anything with Dave Chappelle because his kids are Chinese. They just don't look like his kids.
Remake Men in Tights?
No, you can't do something like that. And we're really not talking about remakes. We're just like, we're kind of just reimagining properties.
Yeah.
No. Adam Baldwin is not related to the Baldwin brothers.
But isn't Stephen Baldwin a Trump supporter?
Oh, what was Stephen a Trump supporter? No, Adam was.
I think Stephen Baldwin was also a Trump supporter. Or at least
I know he's right wing.
Yeah, I know he's not woke like his brothers, but uh-oh, Razorfist just went live. What the hell is he doing? Why is he doing an arcade on a fucking Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, it's for Halloween.
Just
doing a one every day of the week.
Speaking of what's going on this week with Beauty and Dave and Matt and Blancho.
They're doing it on Saturday.
Okay, that works for me.
Because I would imagine both of them are looking forward to taking the tykes out for Halloween.
Do you really do a first year? I mean,
I did.
that's some small kids and some cold
Well,
for both of them.
I did, but that's just because I had older kids too. But
I mean, for first kids, I don't think I went to a first Halloween, and I was firstborn. And what, at 9 and 3 months respectively? Pass. Well, 2 months. I mean, September and October.
when did Blonde have her kid? Last year. Kid's 1.
Kid's not a year old yet.
Blonde's kid is.
All right, then.
Yeah.
But I think you have to walk before you...
Yeah, Blonde's kid's like a year and a half old.
No, not
Yeah.
that old.
Well, just about. He was born in June, right? Of 20.
Really?
Pretty sure. Because Blonde was a mom before Matt got married. Matt's been married for a year.
In a fight, how old's your kid? And are you taking...
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Big time me. I see how you are. Jerk.
treating? I don't know how to spell Emmeline, so I just said, how old's your kid?
You could just put in Emmy.
Hmm?
You could just put in Emmy. How old's Emmy?
Yeah. Well, what is it? It's 9 o'clock over there. Wait for goddamn response. What's your problem?
Yeah, they're at 9 o'clock. 9:18 right now for them. Although I don't know what Idaho is on. How many did you look up time zones? Idaho might actually be on California time, depending on where she is.
9's really enough. I better get a fucking response.
Time zone.
Emmeline? Ugh. Reminds me of the name of that.
No. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, Idaho's funky.
Yeah, it's got the split, so I don't care.
Yeah, she's up. She's up north, so she's in Pacific time zone. So she's actually at 8:18 for her.
Oh, well, she needs to fucking respond in like the next 3 minutes. What was Bella and Edward's kid's name?
Fuck, I didn't read that.
Rosaline or something. Like
Did not read that shit. So.
Renesmee. Renee Esme. Renesmee. Oh, it's fucking stupid.
Well,
there is a third Home Alone movie.
Get creative. I like the Home Alone Taken mashup. That's a good idea.
Yeah, but he's just like Michael Keaton's character in American Assassin. He's like, I've been doing this for 30 years. They're like, you're like 35. He's like, yes, I am.
Yeah, Tennessee's all jacked up with their time zones too.
Yeah, but it's like 35 minutes east of me. But we were looking at places in the Cumberland Valley, and like the time zone runs like right through it. I'm like, fuck that.
I mean, I knew Indiana was jacked up, but I didn't realize
Cumberland Plateau, not the Cumberland Valley. Cumberland Plateau.
Didn't realize Kentucky and Tennessee were also jacked up too.
I got only jacked, but I think Michigan's all in one, except for like the tip of the tip.
Yeah, like the back end, the west end of the UP.
So we got Home Alone Taken, Tango and Cash's Kids, Pump Up the Volume Part 2.
Ferris Bueller's a sequel to Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. Look at that, Hollywood. We're doing your job for you.
Couldn't be any worse than the crap ass remakes you've been giving us.
What is the point of doing a remake of of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, following it up by a prequel? Here's a story of how no one kills a bad guy. I'm not interested in that. And you need to stop making the kids in horror movies unlikable. I hate everyone involved in staying alive. And it was nearly, I was cheering for Elizabeth Bathory's character. Like, kill them again, they're still breathing. Run over Frankie Muniz with a horse and carriage. Oh, it's almost 11:30. We can.
Time change. Did it change? No, it changes in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Week after next.
I don't really have to pay attention to that shit because it doesn't.
Gun hunting season starts next week.
What does?
Hunting season with the gun.
Hunting what though?
Deer hunting season with a gun.
Hmm.
I still have a gun. Pig hunting.
Do you have pig out there?
Oh yeah. I need to switch my 4-14 to a 1x8 for my 308.
To look and see.
He door counts a cinematographer. Good lord.
What? Don't tell me this doesn't clean up. What the hell? It doesn't clean up. Fuckers. Let's see. August 23rd to September 12th, December 13th to the 31st. Man, we don't have... Oh, that's Archerione. I've never really looked into hunting season around here. I figure if I have to shoot a coyote, it doesn't matter. And I'm not looking to bring down a deer or an elk, so...
Coyote's too close to dog for me.
Well, you have to take it... Well, and pigs, same thing. We had pigs in the neighborhood.
Boar's fine. I'll shoot a pig.
We had a couple of rogue javelinas rolling around the neighborhood a couple of years ago. And the coyotes, they're literally in the desert patch right next door. So if they get too aggressive, I've got no problem putting them down.
There's a video on TikTok called Capitalist Empty Shelves, and they're pulling out things and showing that there's nothing behind it, but there's 35 of them facing the front. And it's like, first off, you're showing me organic wheat. I'm pretty sure you don't buy that by the case. But it's like, you kids don't understand facing. That's a thing in the world of selling shit. You bring everything forward so they can get to it. Does Patrick Swayze have kids?
I don't know. Let's look.
Let's
I don't
look up
think
Patrick
so.
Swayze. What about Don? Does Don Swayze have kids? I'll take what I can get.
Siblings.
Patrick Swayze kids.
There's a son.
Swayze was married to Lisa Nimi for 34 years. Until his death, they had no children. She suffered one miscarriage. Don Swayze. Don Swayze has one children. Personal life. Charlene Tracy, Don and his wife Charlene established a therapy ranch in Los Angeles County, known as Swayze Ranch. Charlene has established a Swayze Foundation.
Did his wife act?
Charlene Swayze?
No, Lisa Nemi.
I don't think so, because her name's not Blue. But she's cute.
She's good looking. And there's one picture here where it looks like she was like in some sort of B movie that I've seen.
Patrick Swayze's secret love child? I'll take it. Jason Whittle? Let's see a picture of Jason Whittle.
Yes, she's an actress.
No.
She was in the Max Headroom series. Was in Slam Dance, Steel Dawn. She's having a baby. Next of Kin, Super Force, a TV movie. Super Force TV series. Live from Death Row, TV movie. Young and Younger. Younger and Younger. Letters from a Killer, One Last Dance, and Beat Angel.
What was Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore in?
Flatliners?
Was Patrick Swayze in Flatliners?
I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, Ghost.
Only the biggest movie of both of their careers that we've completely forgotten about, apparently.
A little ditty called Roadhouse. Dirty Dancing's definitely bigger than Ghost. Let's see.
Yeah.
214 million at the box office for Dirty Dancing. Oh, Jesus, fuck, never mind. 505 million at the box office for Ghost. There's no way Roadhouse beat that.
No way. Point Break probably didn't even beat that.
30 million. Yeah, let's try Point Break. Come on, Point Break. 506 million. Not that Point Break, you assholes. $83 million at the box office. Ooh, Next of Kin. Come on, Tu Wong Fu.
No, Tu Wong Fu did not nearly make that up.
47. Holy shit, it beat Roadhouse. What the shit? Damn your charms, John Luke Mazamu.
Yeah, Ghost was definitely his biggest movie.
Well, yeah, it did $500 million.
Oh, here we go. Full list of upcoming reboots and remakes. Let's see. Yeah, Dune, saw it, was mediocre. Don't know what that is. Dexter, they're remaking Dexter, I guess. They're making a live-action Cowboy Bebop. I'm sure that's going to suck. West Side Story. You already talked about that.
Kelly Walsh, I think, was the chick from Kelly Walsh. I think it was Kelly Walsh from Roadhouse.
The Hindi cinema is remaking Forrest Gump.
Dun, 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 dun. Kelly Lynch. Sorry, Kelly Lynch.
Scream. Ugh, the Batman. Yeah, we know. They're making a Pinocchio?
I like Julie Michaels.
Ooh. Guillermo del Toro is remaking Pinocchio. That's going to be dark and twisted.
Well, Pinocchio is dark and twisted.
They're blacking up Peter Pan.
Which, at least it's going to be a dude. Unfortunately, that dude is going to be what's the fucking guy from the Donald Glover?
Oh, they're blacking up the Little Mermaid as well.
That's hilarious because King Triton not being able to swim will make me laugh.
That's racist.
That's racist, but did you watch Stars Earned Stripes?
What? They're making a non-comedy version of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That sounds awful. Did you see Stars Earned Stripes with the Hollywood doing military action drills? Yeah. The first one out was the black fitness guy from Biggest Loser. His name starts with a D. It's something black. And he failed out because he couldn't swim with the gear on, which is not an easy task because it's 35 pounds of kit.
Right.
The second one out, Terry Crews, same reason. And all the blacks were gone. And they stopped doing drops into the water after that because you lost 13% of the population that does 50% of the violent crimes. But it ended up being Dean Cain versus Anne Marie, the wrestler, and she barely beat him out. But her partner was Chris Kyle, and Chris Kyle ended up winning a brand new Ford F-250 for it.
They're remaking Blade.
I did not like Sticky Fingers as Blade, but I like the chick who played the chick. Little muddled in there, but I think I got my point across.
Marvel needs to stop trying to make the Fantastic Four a thing. It's never going to be a thing. Stop trying it.
It's never been good. But I did like Michael Chiklis, and I do like Chris Evans.
They're remaking Christine.
I wonder what the car is going to be. I wonder who the top buyer is going to be for that promotion. It's going to be a Ford this time.
They're remaking The Lost Boys.
Christine's going to be a Mustang.
It's actually
When we all know it should be a Charger.
not a sequel as it should be. It's going to be a reboot of The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies.
Yeah.
True Blood, because gotta go back to the money well, I guess. Revenge of the Nerds reboot.
That is not going to work.
Groan all you want, but a reboot of Revenge of the Nerds is happening. Fortunately, this reboot will be starring and co-written by Keith and Kenny Lucas from 22 Jump Street and the Lucas Brothers Moving Company. Movies nobody saw. We're feeling good that the Lucas Brothers' quirky brand of comedy will strike the right tone now that being a nerd is no longer a badge of shame. Will it include the rape? That's my question.
Excuse me. That is confirmed consent through mitigating factors. But it is 100% rape in England. But no, she affirmed that that sexual encounter with Darth Vader under the guise of Darth Vader being somebody else.
They're going to remake Battlestar Galactica.
Oh my God, just stop it.
Which I would like them to just remaster Battlestar Galactica, the remake, and get rid of shaky cam. If they could do that and get rid of shaky cam, I would watch the shit out of it.
You just need to
I
just
couldn't do it.
Go through the X-Men, write down on Post-it notes all of their powers. On a separate set of Post-it notes, write down races. On a separate set of Post-it notes, write down the sexes. All 76 of them, or whatever the fuck you're going with. And then roll around against the wall and see what sticks to you. That's what these people are. Make a new goddamn character and create a situation in which they're best used for the situation.
Gonna remake Lilo and Stitch. They're blacking up the Wonder Years.
Well, yeah.
Which might actually be good.
You don't want to have to pay for a father in a sitcom.
Well, they've got a father in the sitcom. I'm looking at a promo picture. That might actually work. That might not be a bad thing.
U-Bowl does games. He doesn't do cartoons, so.
Because they're redoing Scream, they've got to redo I Know What You Did Last Summer, because of course.
That's a TV show, though. And it's out now.
Yeah.
Same with Chucky. I like Torchwood better than I liked the last several seasons of Doctor Who.
Which ones?
The Capaldi / whatever that chick's name is. I didn't even watch.
I think Capaldi did okay. I mean, it was the woke was ham-fisted, but he did okay as portraying the Doctor.
The woke's always ham-fisted. Sometimes you need a gun.
Since Kim Cattrall is done playing Samantha on screen and knowing Sarah Jessica Parker in real life, we get a Sex and the City sequel series named after one of the Carrie Bradshaw's catchphrases. Here's what we know. Chris Noth is set to return as Mr. Big, and Steve, David Eigenberg, Anthony, Mario Catone, and Harry, even Handler, are also back from the original cast. Willie Garson, who recently passed, was also set to reprise his role of Stanford, and for the revival, we're hoping for a tribute to him, plus some meaningful storylines for Charlotte and Miranda, as these three longtime friends soldier on into their 50s in the midst of real-world global pandemic.
I don't know if this is going to be a surprise or not, but I've never seen a Sex and the City.
I love me some Kim Cattrall, but neither have I. Because I don't like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Would have been nice to see that brunette naked, though. I don't even know who she is.
After 25 years, Sidney Prescott will return to Woodsboro in Scream, a.k.a. Scream 5, with familiar faces, Gale Weathers, Dewey Riley, and of course, Ghostface returning. We can be nearly certain there won't be any retconning of the slasher legacy, though we're certainly wondering if directing duo Radio Silence were brought aboard to give some contemporary spin to the So 90s franchise. It did not look good.
Sally says remake Seinfeld but make it funny. Same, but King of Queens.
Yeah, the only one of these that looks even halfway decent is maybe the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio.
All right, I think we're done here. Almost 3 hours.
Yeah, we can wrap that. Hang on, let me go back to the thing and the thing. There we go. Okay. I'm surprised Swampy didn't show up tonight.
I'm unsurprised. Freaking Swampy. All right.
Yeah, we're
Sent
ready.
the link.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation.